Hello, everybody, and it's so nice to see you again. Thank you. And back to my show. I'm Shira Raymond, and I have a really interesting topic to talk about today. A friend of mine recently said to me, you know, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And I have to agree with her. And it's a very interesting sentiment because how many of us have had painful things happen in our life, whether it be a breakup of a relationship or the loss of a loved one, or, God forbid, other even worse, more traumatic things of dis- dysfunctional households or, parents that were drug users. I mean, the list can go on and on. But we all have a choice on whether we want to suffer or not. And I've noticed with a lot of my clients is that until they come in and really make a decision that they are so done, like they need to hit rock bottom also with the way that their life is going in order to make other choices. They have to be willing to surrender. They have to be willing to say, you know what? The only person this is affecting is me, because the perpetrator, the other person who caused you that pain, believe me, they could care less and they're not paying any attention and it doesn't matter to them. And so, at what point do you say, you know what? I am so tired of suffering. And when you get to that point, one of the first things you have to do is have to learn to reframe the trauma, the pain, because you have a choice whether to stay in victim mode or to grow from that experience. And as I always talk about, we're here on this earth. God does not give us any challenges we cannot overcome. And so we have to learn our lessons from those experiences and taking it even one step harder is to thank God for them, or source energy, universe, however you want to refer to him. I always refer to him as God. Um, because when we do this, then we acknowledge that everything that happens in our life is orchestrated by a higher being, God. And in Judaism, it teaches that everything that God does is for the good. So even when those painful events happen in our life, it's very difficult. But once you start saying thank you for everything, even those traumatic events as they happen, it'll begin to change your perspective in the way that you look at life. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who has some um, autoimmune diseases, and it's really affected the way that she walks and her mobility. And we were having this whole discussion about, thanking God for these problems that, once you can express gratitude even for the bad stuff, then you know you have grown and God will take away the pain. Because if everything there is for the good and it's for us to grow from those experiences, it's only when we can say, okay, I'm going to thank you anyway, even if I don't know why I have to go through this suffering. But I understand it's for my highest good, whether it's to, we believe in a world to come. So whether it be to clean up your soul so that way you can be in a higher place in the next world, or just to give you some peace of mind, even in this world. Because when we can move into gratitude and trust that everything is for our highest good and there's a lesson that we can learn from it, then we begin to look at life with all new eyes. And so if you're still stuck in your suffering, I'm going to ask you why. What is it serving you? Does it make you feel good to be the victim? Is it getting people to listen to you as you harp and complain all day long about all the horrible things that are going on in your life? You know, we talk about this all the time, that like attracts alike. And so if you're in those negative headspaces and complaining all the time about every single thing that's happening in your life, guess what? God's going to say, okay, you like to complain? I'm going to give you more to complain about. But the same is true for the other way around. And once we start to look at everything with blessings and with gratitude, then God says, okay, now she's appreciating these things that I'm doing for her. I want to give her more good so she can express more gratitude to me. But not only that, when you get into this mood or this mindset that everything is good in my life, that when something bad happens, you can automatically express gratitude. You can change your perspective and move yourself out of those situations so quickly. And you don't have to stay in those dark places. Sometimes, you know, I remember last week I was talking to a friend of mine about an experience that happened in a class that I'm taking. And I just felt that one of the people that were in the class was kind of taking advantage of the teacher. And I wasn't getting the time that I needed with her to understand really what we were doing. And so I went up to the woman who organizes the whole program. Being here in Israel, my Hebrew isn't so great. The teacher's primarily a Hebrew speaker. And so this woman who runs a program also speaks English. And so I was talking to her about my frustration and what was going on. And of course, I turn around and there's the woman that I'm complaining about. And she just, I don't know how long she was there and overheard the conversation. But then she like looked at me and she's like, oh, is this a private conversation? I can come back. And then she was like, you know, all being extra nice, all class, which I just thought was so fake, but whatever. But I found myself like 2 days later, I was talking to a friend of mine about these ideas. We meet once a week to really learn how to get closer to God and living in gratitude and seeing everything that happens in our life for the good. And I was talking about that situation that had happened a few days before and going on and on about it. And she finally said to me, "Sure, are you done? Like, why are you keep bringing this up?" And I said, "You know what? You are so right. Thank you. I have given her enough negative energy. I've put enough of that out in the world. Okay, I'm done now." It must have been about 20 minutes I was ranting, so that wasn't so bad. And then I dropped it. And then I said to God, you know what? Okay, maybe I need to learn more tolerance. Maybe I don't know what I need to learn from this. But you know what? I want to send her blessings that she should be well and, have her needs met and everything that she needs in her life as well. So we can switch the situation around and we can do it very quickly. And, I hope that as you grow and move into these more positive places, that you're going to find more positive people that are working on the same things you're working on. Because I've been working on this a lot for the last 3 years, and I'm certainly not perfect in it, as I just explained in this story. But I feel very blessed because I have friends who can say, you know what? Okay, you've had your complaint, your pity party for 20 minutes. Are you done now? And I can move past it and out of that quickly. Because it's not going to serve me any good to sit there and harbor on it for days on end. What is it accomplishing? Except for bringing my own energetic vibration down. And I much prefer to keep it really, really high because that's when I really see miracles, and life is so much funner that way. So I want to encourage you that as you move higher and choose not to suffer, learn to start to change your perspective and see those negative events as blessings, that I bless you that you should find new people that you can associate with that are growing the same way that you are, and that can call you out on your stuff and say, you know what, okay, you've talked about this, now are you done? And help you to gently move forward in your personal growth journey. Now, like I've said many times, I've worked actively on growing my gratitude for about the last 4 years, maybe 5. And it takes a lot of work. It takes, at the beginning, it takes a lot of work because you have to have that consciousness about what you're saying and catching yourself every day as you move into gratitude. So, one of the things that I always do every single day is when I get up in the morning, besides thanking God that I'm alive, I say, thank you for my beautiful apartment, that I have a bed to sleep in, that I have warm covers to keep me warm at night, that I have all my friends here, and I just try to think of 5 or 7 things that I can start saying gratitude for before my feet even hit the floor. Because once we start to do that, now we start to hardwire our brain for negativity, for positivity. Another great time to do it is right before you go to sleep at night. And thank God for everything in your life, the bad stuff, the good stuff, but also the stuff that you want in your life. If you want a bigger house or a new car or a new job, whatever it is, thank God for those before you go to sleep, and start to act as if you already have those things in your life right now. An amazing thing begins to happen. See, our subconscious mind loves to find solutions while we're sleeping. And so you don't have to know how you're going to get that new car or how you're going to get that new job or that new house, whatever it is. You need to just trust and believe that you can have it. And if you start thanking God now for those things as if you already have them in your life, and 100% with certainty that you will achieve those things that you desire, and set a date when you would like to have those things as well. It's amazing what blessings will start to come your way when you shift your perspective into gratitude. So if you would like to ask more questions and have a discussion about this, I would love to continue with you in our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/the stride of life. And join the group and come on and ask your questions, and let's have discussions and dialogues. And I'm happy for you to also put in there suggestions of topics you would like me to discuss. And in the coming week or so, I'm also going to be recording this for a new TV show that I'm starting, which is going to be called Suddenly Single. And that show is all going to be all about reclaiming your life after divorce, or if you're a widowed or widower, and how to really create a different future than the trajectory you're on right now. Because again, we always have choices in life in which way we want to go and how we want to live our life. But many times we just get stuck putting one foot in front of the other because we stopped growing and we stopped trying to achieve greater things in our lives. Maybe we feel defeated, like it's not going to happen. But you're the one keeping yourself small. So I want to encourage you to start to look at the areas of your life that you wish were different and get creative and put in the Facebook group what it is that you would like to create. Or if you're not sure, let's start to have some discussions about this. Vision boards are really, really fun and wonderful things to do. In fact, I just created a new one the other day. Let me see if I can find it right here. I just remembered. Let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't print it. I thought I had. And I put on there, the things that I want to have in the next year. And that is, my successful TV show, that I want to be traveling, that I want to find somebody really special to spend the rest of my life with, that I want to have an abundance of income just flowing in constantly. And I trust and believe 100% that I'm going to accomplish all of those things by the end of the year. So, as Ellen Sirleaf always says, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So, I want you to encourage you to dream big and go for it and trust that you can have those things in your life. Because God is abundant. There is nothing too short that He can't give you. And for most of us, we block our blessings because we don't really believe that we're worthy of achieving them or receiving them. So if that's where you're holding, then it's time to do some work on that attitude, because those are limiting beliefs, and limiting beliefs will never serve you. So I really look forward to hearing your comments and also what else you would like me to speak about, because I want this show to be for you all. So be ready for the daily doses. I'm now going to record a bigger session on Sundays, and then on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to post the daily doses. And that's how it's going to be on my TV show. So as I move into that platform, I'll let you all know where to find me there. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day and a blessed week, and we will see each other soon. Bye.